Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to Crafted Chaos. We are looking a little bit barren because, well, you know what happened in the last episode. So let's open up our new I did it again. I keep saying crafting grid. Our inventory panel. And let's see if we have any chest plates available to us. We have a compressed iron chest plate. I think we will grab hold of that. And leggings. Well, we have some diamond leggings with shimmer on them that aren't actually enchanted. And I think those will be the best option for us. So let's go ahead and add both of those. Equip those. Actually, we already had leggings. Were they just not showing up? There they are. I don't know why they weren't showing up, but I still think these might actually be better. It looks like they are, and we get a little bit of speed, a couple extra hearts. That's kind of nice. We need to figure out what mod or enchantments all of these are coming from. It would be nice to get an extra row of health for our well-being. I'm going to move our inventory panel inside of our house, just so it's a little bit more convenient for us, and I will meet all of you in there where we will begin talking about mystical agriculture. Alright, I have our windmill set up on the outside and our disk drive put in place. Still not sure what the storage monitor does, I never looked into that, but now we can safely stand inside even during night and when it is pouring rain and access our collection of items. So today we are focused on mystical agriculture. It is essentially a mod that allows us to grow various resources, and we can actually grow quite a bit from it. So if we just take a look at its inventory right here and scroll through this, of course we have all of these different types of armor, which I think are pretty powerful, I would assume, and all of these different seeds. Now we can grow mobs, we can grow stone, we can grow... We can grow Olivia, the marbles winner, who is standing right over there. I think we'll go ahead and sleep off this rain. But all in all, it is a very, very convenient mod to have, especially when it comes to things like diamonds, or how about nether quartz, something that we really struggled to get in the last episode. So we are going to begin that whole process today. Now I have already looked ahead at some of the steps that we will have to take to go about all of this, but just so we have it available, we are going to craft ourselves the Mystical Agriculture Handbook. And that will be made with I guess I don't need a crafting table for it, a book and one Inferium Essence. There we go. So now we can take a look at this, get a grasp of the basics, and really get going with this mod. So Inferium Essence is one of the two base materials. It is used in the creation of pretty much everything in the mod, and of course we know that we can obtain it from killing mobs and growing it as well. We can also find it underground. I don't know if we've come across it yet. Prosperity shards are the other of the base materials in the mod. They are used to create magical variations of those basic materials. And we should have quite a few prosperity shards as well. Here they are. 64 and 53. That should hopefully be enough to get us started. We always have our digital miner though, if we need it. The infusion crystal is used to create higher tier essence. Now, these are going to require diamonds, and I believe diamonds are one of the items that we need on our shopping list today for this mod. We have one diamond right now, so I'm actually going to make a few more wind generators so we can get a little bit more power to our quarry, and then we will scoop up some diamonds from the ground. And I actually do want to make a crafting grid for our storage. I think that would be very helpful. but I don't really want to have to go through that whole process again, so we're just gonna suck it up for this episode. I'll do it between this episode and next. Alright, there we go. We have our second wind generator now. I will just place this right next to our digital miner, so that will allow us to get power. I was just mining up some extra osmium for those, but now that I have that, I think we can switch back on the diamond filter and get to work getting some more diamonds. So by creating the infusion crystal, we can then put that with the inferium essence to get prudentium essence. Now, I feel like some of these crystals are very recognizable. Maybe not. I thought we may have had one or two of these already. Looks like all we have from Mystical Agriculture is just inferium essence, which we will grab that, and this cobbled soulstone. These are all of those gems that I was thinking of. Alright, the digital miner has been running for a little while, got about 56 diamonds, so I think we can go ahead and craft some of those crystals. It is 4 inferium essence, I believe put like that, a diamond in the middle, and the prosperity shards around the edge, and I kind of figured that might happen. We'll go ahead and swap those around, and that will give us the infusion crystal, which that will just open that page back up. Oh, dang it. Okay, I'm actually going to make just one of these because I'm not sure how many we are actually going to need, and I don't want to waste any diamonds here. So the infusion crystal, I know that we can somehow click or maybe craft the inferium essence. How do we go about this? I guess we can read about it. Oh, okay, so we craft the 4 inferium essence together with the crystal. That will give us the prudentium essence, and that has 999 uses left. I'm assuming if we have 4 of these put around that crystal, we will get tertium essence, the next level. And I guess this just keeps going. So let's make a bunch of the prudentium, put that around, some of that essence, and is this our highest level, Imperium? I think it goes 1 higher. Yes, it actually does go 1 higher. It goes all the way up to Supremium essence. So that is why we need so much of that Inferium essence. Oh boy. So while we wait for more Inferium essence to grow, we can go ahead and take a look at some of the other resources. So we've already taken care of Inferium seeds, the overworld ores. We have Inferium ore, prosperity ore. We already know about those. Resource crops. This is what we are after. Prosperity seed base. Okay, so we also have prosperity seeds. I think we might plant a couple of these as well. And this will allow us to have, well, can I not? How do I plant these? I bet if I read the book, it probably tells us. Resource crops are the heart and soul of what makes mystical agriculture so great. However, there are some special properties of resource crops that should be noted. They cannot be grown using bone meal, and do not drop a second seed unless planted on essence farmland, which we have already created. Resource crops are usually created in an infusion altar. But I am not sure why these are not planting our prosperity. Well, it says prosperity seed base, so maybe that has something to do with it. Essence farmland increases the output efficiency of mystical agriculture crops in multiple ways. Crops will usually have a 10% chance to drop a second seed when planted on any tier essence farmland. Crops will have an additional 10% to drop a second seed when planted on the corresponding tier essence farmland. Inferium seeds will drop more essences when planted on higher tier essence farmland. And then we also have growth accelerators, which are created with some kind of stone inferium essence and an inferium gemstone. To create the inferium gemstone, what does that entail? That is going to be a prosperity gemstone and 2 inferium essence, which is 4 prosperity shards and a diamond. So I think, and it looks like we make all different tiers for that as well. And that is how we will create those inferium growth accelerators. Grows the plant above it faster. And it looks like we can stack these as well. So I'm going to make a couple of these now. So we will need the prosperity gemstone and 2 inferium essence like that. And then I can never remember these recipes. I'm just going to look. So the inferium growth accelerator, we are just missing the stone materials for that. Let's get that crafted and go test this out. Let's place this underneath our farmland and see if it accelerates these crops at all. Alright, I don't have a shovel, at least in my inventory, so let's just do that. And is it accelerating? It does not appear that way, but maybe it just accelerates it a tiny bit. So we now have 3 of those accelerators underneath it. I'm not sure. We'll have to come back and see if it changes at all. Actually, what we might do is just harvest 2 of these, plant them at the same time, and see if that one grows significantly faster. So that takes care of that. Let's see what else we have to look at. The watering can. Okay, so watering cans are used to accelerate crop growth using manual labor. Well, that's easy. Of course, I say that. I'm not really sure what filling it up involves, but I guess we will find out soon enough. So we need iron, bone meal, and a bowl, which I always forget is made with planks and not sticks. So we will make that just like that. Perfect. And how do we fill this up? To fill one up, simply right-click on a water source block. So it sounds like this is just unlimited bone meal and a water source block. I guess it doesn't have to be an infinite water source, so we will just use the water that we have in the middle. And there we go. Now, do we just keep pouring that on top? Filled. Okay, there. Yes, that is accelerating it quite a bit, actually. If we come over here, I guess it is just pouring particles in the area, and that, I guess, affects all of the growth. Not 100% sure on that, but whatever we can do to accelerate all of this inferium essence, because we definitely need a lot of it. Okay, what's after the watering can? We have the infusion altar. Yes, I did read about this. Now we are getting into the fun stuff. So we need to make 1 of these infusion altars and 8 of the pedestals, which means we need 16, 20 stone. So we will just make 32 of it. Let me grab some more coal from our quarry here. Hey, look at that. Our cauldron finally filled up with lava. It only took 2.5 episodes, but we have finally done it. All right, staying on top of our inferium essence here. And I guess I can just continue to water this while I wait for everything. And our stone should be just about finished up here. So we are crafting... Oh, we also... Okay. We need red wool, and we don't have any wool. We have 4 string. Alright, let's see if there are any alternatives to crafting some wool here. Specifically red, which it looks like it just comes from the white wool and dye. So let's see if there's any convenient way to create wool. Looks like we are gonna have to go find some sheep So let's have a look on our journey map. Oh, look at that. I left a little waypoint right up here for where we have sheep. I'm going to grab some wheat and we will bring a couple of those sheep back with us. We also have some chickens, or a chicken. Well, I've found one sheep on the map and I saw a second, but I cannot find it anywhere. I'm definitely not coming all this way just to take one single sheep back, because that doesn't really help our situation, although we can shear it, I suppose, and wool is all we are really after. It's just going to take a little while, but that's okay. I'd rather just get this sheep home and find another one later on and continue on with mystical agriculture for now. We'll go ahead and snatch this chicken while we are at it. If he wants to. There we go. Alright. The chicken is not as much of a problem because we can just collect the eggs and throw them and get another one to hatch. And actually, speaking of that, the chicken just laid an egg. And we will just tie them up to the fence post for now. Let me make some shears and we will get right on top of that with our sheep. And okay, yes, this one is definitely accelerated because I have harvested that little cell multiple times now. We got a second seed from it, and it has grown very fast. So those work. It would be nice to get a whole plot filled with all of those. I also need to get some red dye. Can we turn this into red dye? Perfect. We will dye that wool and grab some gold out of here, and we can start making some of these altars and pedestals. The infusion altar is 2 red wool, the gold here in the middle, and 4 stone like that. Maybe? What did I mess up? Oh, 1 red wool. Okay, that is actually better for us, a little bit cheaper. There we go, and that will give us the infusion altar. Now this takes a little bit of space, not much, but a decent plot of land. I think if we put this right here, this will be okay. So we can plop that down, and yes, we have all of those spots for the pedestals once we craft all of those. We just need that sheep to eat some grass a little bit quicker. So the infusion altar is a crafting structure that is usually used to create agriculture seeds. The structure consists of 1 altar and 8 of those pedestals. Once you have a recipe put in place, you just need to activate the altar with a wand or a redstone signal. And look at that already. These other plants haven't even moved at all, and this one is already finished growing. Okay, we're going to need to get a lot more of those. We have the resources to craft a couple more infusion pedestals, and we can start to place these down going around that altar. I'm going to make a redstone block, and our sheep has eaten once again. Excellent. I'll make a redstone block so that... oh, I don't have any redstone. That way we can power our altar. And I'll throw that egg as well. Hey, look at that. First try. How's that for some excellent luck? It took us about 20 tries in the optimistic survival series. I remember that well. So we'll just make a redstone block here. I don't know if it has to be powered continuously or just once to activate it, but we'll just put this underneath and that should suffice. Oh, I guess we already had 8 chicken eggs. Not sure where we got those from, but oh well. Let's go ahead and make a few more pedestals here. 4 more, so we just have, well, 2. I need a little bit more stone out of the furnace. And that will give us the 4 more that we need. Well, 2 more after this, and I am just clicking all over the place today. Believe it or not, this inferium is already finished once again, and our sheep has eaten another piece of grass, 1 wool short of being able to complete the infusion altar and all of these pedestals. But once we get that last piece of wool, then we can go ahead and finish that off. Let's put the redstone block into place. There we go. Replace that dirt. and just one more piece of wool, a couple more pedestals. Alright, let's go ahead and power that up. Do we get any special animation? It doesn't look like we do. So let's go ahead and read what we do next. Fertilized essence usually drops from all resource crops except Inferium. It works identically to bone meal, but it also works on resource crops. That is very helpful to know. It can also be used to more efficiently craft mystical fertilizer. Okay, that's not super relevant to us right now, but definitely helpful. And what did I hit? Oh, are we through all of those chapters? It looks like we are. So let's have a look at advances. We have mystical fertilizer, which again we just looked at, used to instantly grow a crop or sapling. We have sickles. They're used for harvesting and destroying large areas of plant material. Higher tier sickles will have a greater area of effect. Next up, we have essence watering cans, which is our watering can surrounded by 4 Inferium ingots and 4 mystical fertilizers. Upgrading the regular watering can with essences and mystical fertilizer improves your farming experience a ton. Upgraded watering cans can have improved range and growth acceleration speed. You can also toggle automatic watering by shift right clicking with the watering can while not targeting a block, so we may want to craft that sooner rather than later. The Inferium ingots are made with a prosperity ingot, which is iron surrounded by those prosperity shards, and 2 Inferium essence. 4 of those, and I think... oh, we have to make the mystical fertilizer as well. 4 of those will give us our watering can. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. And there it is again, that Inferium that just keeps growing non-stop. So we will need 4 prosperity ingots. Just like that. And we will add the Inferium essence to that. Perfect. And then we have to make our mystical fertilizer, which we need bone meal for. And we only need 4 of those, so those will go in the corners. Our Inferium essence in the middle with the watering can. And there we go. I think if we just right-click this in the water, it will fill up. And if we start to water everything, yes, it looks like everything is going a little bit faster here. And remember, if we shift right-click, active or non-stop mode is now active, automatic mode, and that will just pour over, and we can just kind of run around. I'm not holding click or anything. This is very convenient. And to turn that off, I guess we just shift right click it again. There we go. So I will harvest all of this, and let's take a look at what's next in the guidebook. We have scythes. So scythes are used for harvesting large areas of crops by right-clicking. Any fully grown crops within the area will be harvested without being uprooted. They are also an effective weapon with an increased attack AoE. Area of effect. I'll pretend like I did not have to look that up. Higher tier scythes have a greater area of effect. Oh, well, there it is too. Alright, so let's go ahead and craft one of these real quick, just because we can afford it. And let's go ahead and give it a shot. So we will water these crops up a little bit. And if we just right click on that, it harvests those two, and we can pick those up. They stay planted, and we even got an extra seed from one of those. So we are really making everything very streamlined now, which I appreciate. After that, we have mystical fertilizer again. Oh, wait, nope, we have looked at everything now. Master Infusion Crystals has an infinite durability, and I'm not really sure how we get that, so I guess we will come back to it. So we have Souls, Elemental, Machine, Tinkering, Augments, Entry Index. Let's take a look at Souls. That we're going to save for later. I'm more interested in the material farming, which it looks like we may have reached the end. Yes, we have. All right. Now, I know for a fact that I believe we place the Inferium Essence right here, alternating with whatever material we want to make a seed of. Let's go ahead and make some diamond seeds. And if we place down that fourth one, will anything happen? I'm wondering if this redstone... Oh wait, do we need something in the middle, I would assume? You know what? My best guess is actually that it is going to be these essence seeds, the Inferium seeds, and we will place these instead of the Inferium essence around the corners. Will that do it? Nope. I mean, we have a redstone block underneath, but that clearly isn't the issue. Alright, actually, I have an idea. We are going to take a look at some of the seeds that we can create, or the essence. And let's say, should we go for diamond here? Where is diamond essence? Diamond essence, here it is. So we need diamond seeds. Ah, I see. We have to get supremium essence from that, which we do not yet have. So let's find something that's maybe a little bit cheaper that we can grow. How about slime seeds? Well, we need a soul jar. So for that we need soul extraction and soulium. Okay, never mind. We're not going to do anything that is alive. Okay, I see the tier number right under there. So we have elemental, and then tier 1, 2, 3, and they just increase. So we have to make a lot of supremium. I almost said soulium, but we are not working with that yet. Which means we really have to stay on top of all of this. But I think that is an excellent stopping point for us. We really have gotten down the basics now, and next episode we can take a closer look at some of these more complex features. I will harvest a ton of this Inferium essence that we can use for next time, because we are going to need a lot of it, and it's going to be a lot of waiting around and continual farming. But if you enjoyed today's episode, definitely leave a like on it, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it. Check the description for some more important information, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. And with all of that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I'll see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye.